are presented in 3D. Put them on now. There's only 2 special effects on the tour that are presented in 3D. King Kong, 360 3D. The bridge for a 1914 movie, Damon and Pythias. That was the very first Universal film back in 1914. I know all of you have seen it, so I don't have to tell you what it's about. We've been making movies for over 100 years. On both sides of the tram, in chronological order, we have posters of a lot of our classic films. Carl Laemmle is the man that started Universal. You can see him on the monitors right here. He originally started Universal on the East Coast in 1912. Back in 1915, they moved the studio to where it is today. We're constantly releasing new movies. We've got 4 movies out in theaters right now. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. It's been out. The doors are open. You can see they're pre-lighting the show inside. Both Blake Shelton and Adam Levine are back. Right above every soundstage entrance door, there's a red light. The light above stage 41 is off, but if any one of those red lights is on, the camera. There's a building where Jim Carrey and Jennifer Aniston lived in Bruce Almighty. Close the door! That's our backlot right there.
Outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done.
B-E-A-U. The street that we're on right now is kind of a famous street because back in 1985, Marty McFly drove a DeLorean straight ahead at a speed of 80 miles an hour right before lightning hit the clock tower at the end of Back to the Future. This is the set of Hill Valley from Back to the Future, and it's such a famous part of our backlot. We're going to stop the tram for a moment so we can get some pictures, and we're going to do this a few times on the tour. We'll stop for a moment. While we stop, I'll show you what the City Hall building episodes from the 3rd season that haven't aired yet. And when we leave the set of Back to the Future, we make a turn into a part of our backlot that's frequently used in movies and television shows. This is called New York Street, but 2 weeks ago, CBS used this part of our backlot as Los Angeles for an episode of SWAT, and they had the whole street destroyed. There were bricks all over the street, and there were cars lined up along the curb that were crushed by bricks. It looked like there had been some explosions, and the cars were crushed by the debris. The latest season of American Ninja Warrior filmed out here. Last month, there was an episode where the obstacle course was themed after Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. That was filmed out on the street. We couldn't take the tram down the street when they're filming because it was all blocked off. So we used the street that runs next to us on the left. And it was a lot of fun for the people that were taking the tours while they're filming because we could actually look down the street and we could watch the contestants running the obstacle course. So everybody on the tram was like yelling and cheering them on as they're running the course. Some of the movies that have filmed out here, the Spider-Man films with Tobey Maguire, The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, the first Captain America, the first Avenger. This was Brooklyn. They dressed up the sets that looked like it was the 1940s. This is where Steve Rogers movies and television shows, and right behind each picture car, there's a billboard that lets you know what production they're from. Like the kit car. The kit car was not used back in the 80s with David Hasselhoff. That was one that was used in the reboot of the show in 2008. Biff's convertible, that's from Back to the Future, and the futuristic looking cars were made for Back to the Future Part 2. Most of the cars up here work. The only cars that don't work, the Flintstones. They don't have engines. The Flintstones don't have engines. We have Fast and Furious cars up here. We have a gyrosphere. The gyrosphere was used in Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The gray car from the Fast and Furious was used in the first scene of the movie. Dominic Toretto is forced to race his cousin's car while it's falling apart and it's on fire. He spins the car around and has to do the race backwards so he doesn't burn. Creepy Norman Bates. He's a psycho. And he runs this motel. The Bates Motel is from Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller, Psycho. That's Marion Crane's car, parked in front of the office. And you can see Norman Bates looking out of the window of room number 1. That's a handsome woman. Behind the Psycho House, an airplane has crashed because aliens shot it down in War of the Worlds.
something you don't see.
Now at this point, we're about 10 minutes into the end of the tour. We're almost back to the theme park. One last reminder, please remain seated during the tour. If you have an emergency, of course, you can stand up and pull the emergency cord, but then please remain seated. They were filming out the backyard of the house as we were driving by. The episode that they're filming right now airs tomorrow morning on the Hallmark Channel. All of the sets I've been showing you so far have been our outdoor sets. Here's a good example of a set built inside of a sound stage. Please remain seated while we're inside the stage. It's dressed up to look like a subway station. When they filmed it, whoa, I think we just had an earthquake. No, don't laugh, it's an earthquake. Let's get out of here. The water main just blew up. Woo. Why does that So we bring you to Amity Island. Amity means friendship. But they wanted us to close the beach for a little while because we have some shark attacks. We caught a shark, it's right here on the right. And even though we caught the shark, they still don't want us to reopen the beach because there's another shark. There's a bigger shark out there heading towards us. So please remain seated. There's a guy out there. Mister? There's a shark in the water. The beach is closed, sir. Are you all right? The shark ate it. We gotta go. Our tram is making its way across a very old wooden dock. So please remain seated. We're gonna stop behind the barrels filled with gasoline. The shark went back underwater. I don't see it. Wait a minute. I see it. Oh, there we go. Angela Lansbury. The Jaws shark that just jumped up next to us, that's not the shark that Steven Spielberg used in the movie. Our shark actually works better than his. When they're making the movie, the shark never worked very well. The house on the right side of the tram. This was used as Jessica Fletcher's home on Murder, She Wrote, but the set was originally built for the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Back in 1982, this was Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch in the film with Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton, and the house has been seen in many television shows. Quantum Leap, Ghost Whisperer, CSI, Parenthood, and Desperate Housewives. And if you're fans of Desperate Housewives, you will like this. We're driving down Wisteria Lane. This is the street where the Desperate Housewives lived for 8 years. The second house on the left, that brown house, that was Gabby's home. Gabrielle was played by Eva Longoria. Gabby's neighbor Susan, played by Terry Hatcher, lived in the yellow house on the left. Marcia Cross's character Bree lived across the street in the blue and white house on the right. And Lynette, played by Felicity Huffman, lived in the last house on the left. And there are currently 2 different television shows that are used in the street. Reverie, that's our thriller in the virtual reality worlds on NBC. And the new comedy Abby's, which is going to be airing later in the year on NBC. Abby's has been using The Last House on the right, which was Edie's home on Desperate Housewives. We'll drive back down the street and get some more pictures. That not a lot of children on the tram watch Desperate Housewives. So when we leave Wisteria Lane, I'll point out a house that the kids might recognize, because I think it's a show that all the children used to watch. It's on the left side of the tram. There are 3 houses. The green and orange house in the middle is where Matlock lived. Kids like Matlock? That's a courtroom drama. Andy Griffith. Very popular amongst the children. There's a picture card.
When the river flowed through a newborn world, and giants walked the earth. Welcome to Jurassic Park. The ultrasaurs in this world are the largest creatures ever to live on the Earth. Despite their awesome size, these gentle giants pose no threat to us. Stegosaur Springs, our journey continues. Heavy armor plating protects these great beasts from savage predators in the field. System. Next up, here is Attraktionen King. Precious commodities and compound already. Here at Attraktionen King, we find the charming couple. These enormous beauties. This concludes your journey Please join us soon for the next visit. Studios.
Optimus Prime, where are you? Chase you to the end of the star. Oh, I thought I smelled something foul. Did you shower today? What time? Sweat as much as you can all day. I need you filthy, ready to strike down the Autobots. Do you understand? Good. Now turn around and raise your fist. Good. The boy is smart. Who do you travel with, boy? Your father? That fossil over there? Where did they dig you up, Dad? With the rest of the bones in Jurassic Park? Huh? Join me and I'll make sure you and your father survive. Now go, young one. Take the prehistoric...
Various characters are hanging around, ready, and